The observation deck was nearly empty when Vela found him, her deep purple skin almost glowing against the backdrop of distant stars. Orion had been watching the nebula beyond the station for over an hour, trying to sort through the confusion in his chest. 3 months of working alongside her, 3 months of stolen glances, lingering conversations, and a connection he couldn't deny had led to this moment. When she approached, her blonde hair seemed to shimmer with an inner light he'd never seen before, shifting between gold and silver as she moved. "Orion," she said, her voice steady despite the tremor in her hands. She reached for the pendant at her throat, a warrior's mark he'd learned, something sentinels earned after years of service. "In my culture, we don't hide what we feel. It's considered dishonorable." She removed the pendant, holding it out to him with both hands. "I want you to have this. I want you to understand what you mean to me." His heart hammered against his ribs. He'd known this was coming, had felt it building between them like a storm, but he wasn't ready. The memory of his last relationship, the betrayal and pain rose up like a wall. "Vela, I can't," he said softly, taking a step back. "You're amazing, truly. But I'm not ready for this, for whatever this is. I'm sorry." The change was instantaneous. Her blonde hair darkened to the color of storm clouds, and her violet eyes, usually so warm, went cold and hard. "Not ready?" she repeated, her voice dangerously quiet. "Do you understand what you're refusing?" Before he could answer, she moved with the lightning speed of her warrior training. Her palm struck the wall beside his head with a crack that echoed through the deck, her face inches from his. "You feel this too. Don't lie to me." Orion's pulse thundered in his ears. "I'm not lying. I can't do this." He ducked away from her, from the intensity radiating off her like heat. "I'm sorry, Vela." He walked away quickly, not looking back even when he heard what sounded like a choked breath behind him. His hands were shaking as he reached the corridor. He told himself he'd made the right choice. He told himself the ache in his chest would fade. But 3 hours later, lying awake in his quarters, Orion couldn't stop seeing the look in her eyes. Not anger, but something that looked terrifyingly like fear. Orion avoided the training decks for 2 days. He buried himself in diplomatic reports and supply manifests, anything to keep his mind off Vela and the guilt gnawing at his gut. But on the 3rd morning, her second-in-command, a stern sentinel named Cross, appeared at his office door. "We need to talk about Vela," Cross said, without preamble. "She's requested emergency leave. She's leaving the station." "Leaving?" Orion's stomach dropped. "Why? What happened?" Cross studied him with those unsettling golden eyes that all sentinels had. "You truly don't know, do you? She didn't tell you?" He stepped into the office, the door sliding shut behind him. "Sentinels bond once in our lifetimes, human. Once. When we find our match, our residence, it's unmistakable, a biological and emotional imperative that connects us to one person forever." He paused, letting that sink in. "Vela sensed that resonance with you the moment you met 3 months ago." The room seemed to tilt. That's not possible. She never said—" "Because she was trying to let it develop naturally," Cross interrupted. "She spent years searching, as many of us do. Some sentinels never find their resonance. When she found you, she wanted to give you time to build something real before revealing the depth of what she felt." His expression hardened. "But when you rejected her offering, rejected the bond itself, you didn't just break her heart, you endangered everything." Orion stood abruptly, his chair scraping back. "Endangered? What does that mean?" Cross's voice dropped. "An unfulfilled resonance bond deteriorates our emotional stability. The longer it goes unacknowledged, the worse the damage. Vela will lose her position in the Corps. She'll be sent to isolation facilities where they'll try to help her forget. Most don't succeed." He moved toward the door, then stopped. "That strike against the wall? That wasn't anger, human. That was a sentinel plea, a warrior's last desperate attempt to make you understand what you were throwing away. She was begging you." The door opened, and Cross left without another word.
Orion stood frozen, his mind reeling. Every interaction with Vela over the past 3 months suddenly replayed with new context. Her careful attention, the way she'd always seemed to know what he needed, the protectiveness she'd shown when other delegates had challenged him. And he'd rejected her. Not just romantically, but biologically, fundamentally. He grabbed his jacket and ran. Orion found her in the Arboretum, the one place on the station that reminded her of her homeworld. She sat beneath the crystalline trees, her back against the trunk, and even from a distance he could see she was trembling. Her blonde hair had gone almost white, hanging limp around her purple shoulders. She looked smaller somehow, diminished, and the sight of it made his chest constrict painfully. "Orion," he called softly, not wanting to startle her. Her head snapped up, and the expression that crossed her face was pure anguish. "No, no, you shouldn't be here." She scrambled to her feet, backing away. "Please, Orion, I've already requested transfer. I won't bother you again. I'm sorry for what I did. I had no right to intimidate you like that. Her voice broke. "I couldn't make you understand, and I didn't know what else to do. Cross told me about the resonance bond, about what it means for your people." Taking a careful step closer. "Why didn't you tell me?" Vela's laugh was bitter, broken. "Because I'm a fool. I thought if you fell for me naturally, without the pressure of knowing what was at stake, it would be real. That you'd choose me because you wanted to, not because you felt obligated." Tears tracked down her purple cheeks, luminescent in the Arboretum's soft light. "But I waited too long, and then, when you rejected me, I panicked. I've never panicked before, not in combat, not in any mission. But the thought of losing you," she wrapped her arms around herself. "I scared you. I hurt you. Everything my people warned me about resonance bonds came true. I became desperate and dangerous. You didn't hurt me." Orion closed the distance between them, slowly, giving her time to move away if she wanted. She didn't. "You startled me, yes, but Vela, I was already terrified. Not of you, of this, of feeling something this intense again after—" He took a shaky breath. "I was engaged once, 3 years ago. She left me 2 weeks before the wedding for someone else, told me I was too closed off, too careful with my heart. So when you offered me yours so freely, so completely, she whispered, "you protected yourself, as any rational being would." She looked up at him, her violet eyes swimming with tears. "I don't blame you. How could I? You didn't know what you were refusing. And even if you had," she closed her eyes, "no one should be forced into a bond because of biology. You deserve to choose freely." Orion reached out, his fingers barely brushing her cheek. She leaned into the touch like she was starving for it, and something in his chest cracked wide open.
Orion traced Vela's cheekbone. "I'm not here because I have to be. I'm here because I couldn't stop thinking about you. Rejecting you made me feel like I'd lost something vital." Cupping her face, he made her meet his eyes. "I think I've been falling for you since the day we met, and I was too scared to admit it." Vela gasped. "Orion, you don't have to fix this." "I'm not fixing anything," he interrupted. "I'm being honest. For the first time in years, I'm letting myself feel." He leaned his forehead against hers, inhaling her scent of ozone and night-blooming flowers. "Ask me again, properly." She searched his face for any doubt. Finding none, she took his hands, trembling. "Resonance is like every frequency aligning. I feel your heartbeat, your stress, your joy, even when you hide it. Your laugh resonates within me." Her voice dropped. "When you rejected me, it felt like physical pain, like something essential was torn from me." His grip tightened. "I'm so sorry. If I'd known—" "Don't accept the bond out of guilt," she said fiercely. "Understand what you're choosing. If we complete it, you'll feel it too. Not as strongly, but you'll never be free of me. You'll know when I'm in danger, feel echoes of my emotions. It's permanent, Orion. There's no undoing it. Orion pulled her close, feeling her heat. Her hair regained its golden color. 3 days ago, that would have terrified me. Now, the only thing that terrifies me is the thought of you leaving thinking I don't want you. You want me? Truly? Instead of answering, Orion kissed her. Vela made a sound of surprise, relief, and need, gripping his shoulders as she kissed him back with an intensity that stole his breath. This was raw, real, and something clicked into place. When they broke apart, her hair glowed. Is it supposed to feel like that? Like everything just aligned? Vela laughed. Yes, that's the resonance recognizing itself. You can feel it already. The bond is beginning. She pressed her hand to his chest. Here, this is where you'll always feel me now. Orion covered her hand, feeling her presence. I can work with that. He pulled her into his arms. So, what now? A ceremony? A ritual, intimate, private, just us and the bond. We need 3 uninterrupted days together. Skin contact helps. It will be overwhelming, especially for you. I'll feel everything you're feeling, and you'll catch echoes of mine. It can be intense. Intense is good. I've played it safe for years. I think I'm ready. He tucked a strand of her golden hair behind her ear. Besides, I have a feeling you're worth it. Vela's smile was radiant. My people say, a warrior without their resonance is a blade without purpose. You just gave me mine back. She kissed him, softer this time. I promise to prove I'm worth this leap of faith. I already have, Orion whispered. He took her hand, and the warmth in his chest grew stronger. Come on, we have 3 days to start our forever. Let's not waste another minute. As they walked out of the arboretum, Vela's hair blazing and Orion's hand steady in hers, the bond between them hummed with promise, a connection that transcended everything. They had chosen each other, freely and completely, and in that moment, all that mattered was the feeling of being finally, perfectly understood.